So I think it's time we talk about it. I think it's time we talk Zoro. You see, One Piece 1033 was a complete and utter revelation when it comes to Zoro and Zoro's potential. I mean, I always knew that Zoro was strong and that endgame Zoro was going to be ridiculous. But I'm looking at Zoro right now, and what the heck? This is truly something special we're seeing before us. This is almost greatness right before us. And I don't want you guys and girls to take that shit for granted. But speaking of taking shit for granted, I don't want you guys and girls to take the time and effort it takes to make videos like this for granted. So if you do enjoy videos like this, then do subscribe to the channel. And if you like anything I've had to say in this video, then make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out when I drop more content just like this. Now, in the title of this video, I mentioned Zoro's devil power. And this is because I've noticed something really similar in another anime that I've just watched for the first time, called Black Clover. And spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen it, but the MC Asta literally has the ability to regulate his devil powers from his sword through his body to maximize his output. And in chapter 1033, we're seeing Enma draw out all of the haki that Zoro has, and he's going to have to regulate this haki, which is being dragged out at 100% of the time. And I mean, do you guys and girls get how crazy it is to output and regulate 100% of your haki all the time? This has stamina red flags all over it. Now let's take things a step further, because there are so many references to hell when it comes to Zoro, and we're literally just looking past it. You see, Enma legitimately means demon of the underworld, and it's literally perfect for Zoro. In the chapter, Zoro begins piecing things together, particularly when it comes to his swords and the identity of Shimotsuki ENMA. You see, the origins of what people believe to be cursed swords all stems from the fact that the individuals that try wield these swords, or should I say the individuals that try wield these forged swords, are just weak. And here we also learn that Kozaburo named his own sword the Magnum Opus, the Lord of the Underworld, Enma. But through Zoro's current experiences and the words of the old man Kozaburo, it seems that Zoro has finally understood that these named blades, such as Enma, almost choose their wielder and will only choose those worthy of wielding them, which actually makes me appreciate Odin so much more. But this also shows how much potential that Zoro has, because as it stands, Zoro is going to have to bend Enma to his will whilst appreciating the will of the sword. And it appears that now Zoro has understood Enma is testing him, and that by it draining his haki, he's not currently measuring up to its standards. Now what about this devil part that I mentioned? Well, my headcanon is literally trash, but I've been thinking and I've also been wondering, what else could there be to do with swords that ultimately, well, turns them black, or for them to even become a supreme grade sword? And if I compare One Piece to other anime that's out there, it appears that there is a theme. Now, as I mentioned, with Asta from Black Clover, his reveal was, well, a devil. Then in Bleach, we have Ichigo, and within his sword is Old Man Zangetsu. So this has me thinking, what if there's another stage in this whole being a swordsman thing, and there's actually a soul living or residing within these swords? Now how this would actually happen, I'm actually kind of unsure, but there are two instances within One Piece that I actually want to draw our attention to. Now apologies for not actually fact checking and actually probably getting the exact quotes wrong, but you know what, we all have Google, so you guys and girls can check it all out after watching this video. And the first instance is when we hear about the fallen samurai in battle, which I believe is from Onimaru, but once again I could be wrong and it could be Kinemon. But here we learn that the samurai pick up the swords of the fallen and continue in battle, kind of to effectively honour the will of the samurai as they died. And then secondly, and possibly even more importantly, what about the Going Merry? You see, when it was thought that the ship was beat up and potentially could never sail again, we saw the Klabauterman, and this was in the Sky Island arc, as it appeared to Usopp as he was fixing the ship. And this Klabauterman told him that it would strive to sail the crew a little bit further, just for a little bit longer. And for those of you who may have forgotten what a Klabauterman is, it's that water sort of spirit thing that dwells on the ships, and it basically is an incarnation of a ship that has been well cared for. And using the definition of the fandom website, it is an aid to be a merry and diligent creature that is said to warn sailors when a ship's in danger and help in bigger ways sometimes. And this was not the only time that we saw this, because we also saw this Klabauterman appear another 2 times, one to Frankie in Water 7, and then to Iceberg and the Straw Hats for the final time in Enies lobby. Now the question you may ask is, what does this have to do with Zoro and his swords? And that's because, what if there's something Oda hasn't revealed to us? What if there is a soul or something that Zoro hasn't been able to connect with yet, and that's what he's going to have to do to finally get that black blade? Kind of like releasing a true Bankai in Bleach. You see, I believe Zoro has all the tools to actually achieve the black blade. He has the swordsmanship, the training from Mihawk, observation and armament haki, and now even Conqueror's haki. And to take things a step further, he now has Conqueror's coating on all 3 swords. What more can there possibly be? And I think the answer is within the sword. I mean, I even forgot to mention, there's also the whole thing with the breath of all things. But you guys and girls, let me know what you think. I'm going to keep this video nice and short, because what I really want is for you guys and girls to engage with me and tell me what your thoughts are, particularly when it comes to this theory. And do you guys and girls actually think this is possible? Just let me know down in the comments. I'm excited for the next few One Piece chapters, and I imagine that as Zoro starts to piece more and more things together, it could actually just be a wrap for King. But as usual, I want to thank you all and everyone who's made it this far in this video, and I really hope you have enjoyed hearing what I've had to say. And as usual, if you did like anything I did have to say, then make sure you leave a like on the video, and if you like discussing topics like this, or just One Piece in general, then make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss out when I drop more content just like this. Safe.